Whew. PMC training, day 1. Training ride number 2. It's a beautiful evening for a ride. PMC training, day 3. PMC training, day 4. I am so out of breath. PMC training, day 5. PMC training, day 6. PMC training, day 7. And boy, what a ride. PMC training, day 8. Boy, was that a whirlwind. There we go, all cleared up.
To feel grateful for what we get to do today. We're going to count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Go PMC!
Da 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 da. All right, me and Greg are live here in Walpole. So this is the first water stop along our route. Just picked up an excellent banana and peanut butter sandwich from the volunteers over there. Listening to the pumpin' jams, feeling the hype. A little rougher than I was expecting. It's very hilly, this route, at least so far. But we're still pulling strong, even though we're running a little late on my optimistic expectations. So hopefully we keep on going strong and make it to the end. I'm feeling good. I think we're going to do it. But I think it's going to be a long day. So let's see how I do on the road. Shipwrecked in a sea of faces, there's a dreamy world up there. Dear friends in higher places, carry me away from here. Travel light, let the sun eclipse you, 'cause your flight is about to leave. And there's more to this brave adventure than you'd ever believe. Bird's eye view, wake the stars as they're all around you. Wide eyes will always brighten the blue. Chase your dreams and remember me, sweet bravery, 'cause after all those wings will take you up so high. So bid the forest for goodbye as you embrace the wind and take to the sky. You take to the sky. Crew! Road crew! Road crew! I managed to meet up with my parents. We're in Foxborough now. 25 miles, halfway there. Staying strong. Definitely needing some electrolytes though, so I'm glad for the stop. But yeah, gonna keep pushing on. Glad to see you guys.
Go, 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 go! And I know you all out there are excited too, so I'll see you in the future. Alright, off we go again.
Wheels of war and wonder, there's a stormy world up there. You can't whisper above the thunder, but you can fly anywhere. Purple burst of paper birds, this picture paints 1,000 words. So take a breath of myth and mystery, and don't look back. Bird's eye view, awake the stars, they're all around you. Wide eyes will always brighten blue. Chase your dreams and remember me, sweet bravery, 'cause after all those wings will take you up so high. So bid the forest floor goodbyes, embrace the wind and take to the sky.
Alright, well, just as I was leaving the last water station, I realized I forgot to take my video. So here I am, just far enough away that it's not awkward and people can see me. I am much more tired than last time. Everything you can imagine from long bike ride, I'm feeling. Sore knees, tired leg muscles, sore butt, little out of breath. Doing pretty well on food though. The stations are very generous and the volunteers are awesome. So, doing well on food and fuel, reloaded on water. That electrolyte mix is so freaking good. My phone's getting tired too. I realized I forgot to turn off the high brightness after my first update video, and so it was down to 25%, so now I'm wired up. It was a little exciting figuring out how to do that. But we've got it working. 15 miles left. It's going to be a push, but I think I can do it. And speaking of things I forgot I had this in my pocket. It's not exactly a honey stinger, but to victory.
There's a realm above the trees, lost are finding out. Oh, touch your feathers to the breeze, and leave the ground bird's eye view. Wake the stars, they're all around you. Wide eyes will always brighten blue. Chase your dreams, and remember me, sweet bravery, 'cause after all those wings will take you up so high. So hit the forest for goodbyes, embrace the wind and take to the sky. You take to the sky.
And that's it. 50 miles done and dusted. Got tired on the last bit. Legs were sore. Was kind of waiting for that finish line. I had to check a couple times to make sure I was on the right route. I wanted to be all ready for coming in. Had a little more threatening clicking. I'll have to take Greg to the bike doctors after this. Well earned. And as for me, I'm gonna get some rest tonight. So the next clip you'll see is from me probably about a month in the future. And I'll give you some final thoughts. I am so glad that we were able to make this. I'm so grateful that I was able to participate in this at all. The Adult PMC was incredible with all the hype, all the great support around us, and just being there in person with all the people. It was just an incredible experience. And I'm so glad we were able to get this team together and go out there and do it. I could not have done this without you guys. A few months ago, I was looking at, that fundraising goal, $2,000, and that's a lot. I know we've done it before because you guys are awesome, but it's a lot to ask of people. But you guys crushed it. We all came together. I felt so good seeing those emails roll in as the donations did. The ticker rose up. So satisfying to see the impact we were going to make. So thank you so much for the opportunity to participate in this and for choosing to use me as your focus to make a difference in this really important cause. I appreciate all of your support so much. I didn't want to just let your name scroll down the screen. I wanted to make it a little more personal. So I got right here a list of all my donors, and I'm just going to read them out. So thank you, and they're in no particular order. I could have alphabetized these, but I didn't feel like it. The only sort of order is families are mostly kept together. So thank you to Paul Shea, Mary Sabolsi, Nina Shea, and Chessie Shea. Thank you to Ann Starr and Mark Norvig. Thank you to Steve Pixley and Marcella Pixley. Thank you to Shirley Hui and Robert M. Allen. Thank you to John Cole and Susan Golchis. Thank you to Laura Abel and Dave Abel, as well as Daniel Abel and David Pittman. Thank you to Sandra Baca. Thank you to Liz Augustine. Thank you to Matt Almeida. Thank you to Brian Burt. Thank you to John Gardner. Thank you to Kimberly Vierstra. Thank you to Judith Renley. Thank you to Kent Leonard. Thank you to Monica Moulton. Thank you to Emily Pollock. Thank you to Elizabeth Langen. Thank you to Scott Henkin. Thank you to Rudd Coffey. Thank you to Natasha Shabbat. Thank you to Michael Frederick. Thank you to Peggy and Brad Wurzelin and Janet Wurzelin. Thank you to Lynn Whitehorn. Thank you to Colleen Humphreys. Thank you to Andre Vians. Thank you to Maura Shannon. Thank you to Dominic Vogus. Thank you to Jackie Thompson. And thank you to Lori McKechnie. And thank you, of course, to my parents, Julie Rowine and Jonathan Abel. Not only were they one of my supporters financially, but they've been a huge part of organizing this, and I would not have been able to do the ride without them, at the very least, because I wouldn't have made it to the starting line with any sort of energy. So thank you to all of you, though. Seriously, this was an incredible team effort. I'm so glad we pulled it together and were able. God, what was our final total? Let me. God damn, we did raise nearly $4,000. That's like twice what we did last year. Dear Jan, you guys are incredible. We made such a good team. Thank you so much for coming together behind me to try and put a little good out into the world. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next year. Signing off, Lucian Rowan Abel, PMC Rider.
To the sky.
Ow! Oh, I'm so glad I'm wearing a helmet. More cowbell. Road up ahead. Oh yeah, I sure hope it does. Sorry, I'm legally required to say that every time I see a sign. I am probably not allowed to go this way. Oh well, I'm here now.